Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Tashvita Gupta and I qualified ACCA at the age of 18, becoming one of the world's youngest ACCA affiliate. So this was my introduction, and today's video is about Strategic Business Leader known as SBL. So this is a new exam in the ACCA curriculum because previously we had P1 and P3. So it is a combination of both of these exams, and there is a kind of lot of horror about this exam because it is a 4-hour case study and there's a lot of application skills in this exam. So the pass rate is really good of this exam, so I don't consider it as one of the most difficult exams or that sort of thing. So according to me, this is a very easily manageable exam if you follow the right exam technique. So today I will tell you that how I, at the age of 18, when I didn't have any professional experience, like we have to get into the role of managers and do the the insights and do the analysis of the case study. So I didn't have any experience and I managed to pass this exam with good marks. I scored a 60 mark in SBL exam. So according to me, what matters the most in SBL exam is the exam technique. So today we will discuss that. I will also be sharing some of the resources which I followed. After this video, I'll be presenting all of those resources and I will also give you the notes and the documents in my description. So that was about the introduction. So let's get started. Yeah. So SBL exam is basically divided into 80 plus 20 marks. So it is a 4-hour exam, 80 plus 20 marks. 20 marks are for the professional skill marks, and for the in the SBL exam, the most important thing is the format in which you present your answer and the professional skills. Now, if you don't have the knowledge about the professional skills, I think you should refer to the ACCA site and search for the SBL study resources, where you can easily find some short videos made on the professional skills like commercial acumen, professional skepticism, and etc. etc. So what is the technique of using these skills? Once you know what are these skills, then you have to apply your technique. How? So for that how, we have this answer that, for example, if you are told in any requirement to apply professional skepticism, so one thing should struck your mind, that what's required here is that something is hidden in the question. Everything is not what it looks like. Something is hidden there and I need to find that hidden point. That's what being skeptical is. That's what a questioning mind is. So that's how you actually apply the professional skills into your case study. Second thing which is very important in SBL exam is the format. Now format is like, what is the requirement of the case study, whether you have to present the answer in form of briefing paper, whether you have to present it in the form of report, whether you have to present it in the form of presentation slides, whether you have to perform the answer in the form of email. So there are different formats for each type of format. So for the email, this is different. For the briefing paper, it is the different. If you are making a presentation slide, you need to make a box and write everything in the bullet points. So this is something you need to keep in your mind, because this is how you will get those 20 marks. Okay, and your analysis should be in a logical flow. It should be good enough. And what I believe personally, that in SPL exam, what you need is more of a common sense than the bookish knowledge, because bookish knowledge is quite dangerous in SBL exam. Yeah, I have a reason for that, because what happens in SBL exam is there's a case study, and when you have a lot of book knowledge, what you tend to do is you just write your book knowledge. You don't actually try to analyze the things, you don't evaluate, you don't critically assess the case study, you just write what you know. So that's why I always say that just stick to the brief knowledge. Just have a brief knowledge of all the models, have a brief knowledge about all the books and everything, and the model should be on your tips. If you're applying any model in the case study, though it is not important because ACCA has given this guideline that applying the model is for the structuring of the answer. So if you don't want to structure the answer, you can write it in your own way, making up your own points, giving your own headings and presenting your answer. That's different. But if you're applying the model, then you should have very much clarity about that model which you're applying. For that, make mnemonics and learn that model and just apply it correctly. If you forget the model, don't apply it. That's what I suggest. Fine. So that was about the models. I told you about the formats. I told you about the professional skill marks. Now what we have on our plate is about the practice. Okay, so most of the times what I hear about ACCA exams is the practice is the key to pass. That's true. That's true for the most of the ACCA exams. But it's not true in the case of SBL exam, because okay, you can practice how to apply the knowledge and how to write a, how to apply a model. You can practice with that, of course, but there's no dire need to practice a lot of questions. Okay, you can practice 1 or 2 questions for each model and that's enough. No other practice is required as such, according to me, because what happens is that every case study is different. You will not find a repetitive scenario, because in SBL exams there are, the real life examples are given. For example, in my exam I had a vacuum cleaner question, and when I got back, I saw that there was really a company with the same situation with a different name. So these are actual real life scenarios which come in your exam, and there's no utilization of time if you practice whole kit. That's not true. Just go for 1 or 2 questions per model, know how to apply that model, and then move on and have a brief knowledge about the model. Okay, that's how you have to go about. And about the technical articles, they are really important in SBL exam. Do go through them, and I feel personally they are the true source of information for the SBL exam. And also the most important thing you should do before the SBL exam is to practice the 4-hour case study in the examination conditions. Sit down and at least practice 2 case studies in 4 hours. So that should be your technique, and that's how you should be going on with the practice of the SBL exam. So before the exam, give at least 2 mock examinations, get them assessed, talk about the deficiencies in your answers with your tutor, and talk about the difficulties you faced. Maybe you will not be able to manage it on the right time, because this is a big issue in SBL exam which usually students face. Because okay, you say that 4 hours is too much and you don't practice any mock exam, and you say 4 hours are enough, there's just 80 marks and we'll do it. No, but there's such a big case study which will take at least 1 hour for you to read that. Reading and planning the case study takes a lot of time, so you need that time, and for that 4 hour passes really fast. So I just completed my paper on time. I didn't have any time to revise it. I didn't have any time to look back what I wrote. So yeah, it is like the time passes really fast. And don't worry if you don't have any professional experience that you'll fail in the SBL exam, because you don't have any professional experience. You don't know how to be a manager, you don't know how to be a CFO, you don't know how to be a CEO. That's fine. It's just the exam technique, your common sense, and your analytical skills. That's all the SBL exam is about. It's not a step after the professional experience, it is a step to the professional experience. So now we will talk about certain resources which I have for you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. So okay guys, this is the notes I followed for my SBL exam. These are very comprehensive yet brief notes. These are just for the 175 pages, and they cover each and every concept of SBL. And I substituted them for the the BPP study text or Kaplan study text. I substituted them for that, and just do the topic from here and practice 1 or 2 questions from the kit. I use the BPP kit for SBL, so you can also do that because the language there is really good. I prefer Kaplan for numerical or the number crunching exams basically. So yeah, so these are the notes. These are very helpful notes, and I will mention the link to these notes in my description box. If you have any problem opening them, you can contact me in the contact details provided. And these are the notes like from the examining team of ACCA, and these are well authenticated and effective notes. So if I talk about the revision notes, like these were the comprehensive ones, now we will move to some brief presentation slides which can be used while revising the concepts once you are done with your syllabus, or it could be used by the students who are reappearing in the exam. So this is a presentation slide by Dr. Dino, and he did this for strategic business leader, and these are really good and effective. And you can see each and every concept here. This flow chart is so helpful when you are once done with all of your syllabus. And you can also find the tips to the SBL exam. You can also find the question practice, the formats, the professional skills. Everything could be found from here. So yeah, these are the best notes I ever came across, the previous one and this presentation slide. So I will be attaching both of these. I hope this was a helpful video. Please like, subscribe and share my video if you got any kind of help from this session, and let's meet in the next video where I will elaborate about the formats of the SBL exam, various formats, and talk about more strategies and techniques of SBL exam. Wish you great luck for your exam. All the best.